Hello, Kelly Lee here, professional genealogist and founder at Root Pursuit. Today we are working on our Sarah Ellen Hayes Heritage Keepsake book, and we are to basically the third and fourth page, and we are going to basically create a birth page. So the first page was our introduction page with her picture and a little family tree, and then the second page is going to be a little bit of a description of her as she was born. So basically I have my main element is in here somewhere. Okay, that would be this little card that I got. It was pre-made, and it says write your story, and we'll put it in a little pocket in here. But these came from a Bow Bunny collection, heritage collection. So if you are interested in getting those, that has become really helpful when I'm making these. And on the back it shows all the different cards that you get, and they're all double-sided. So I really like this collection. There's 36 pieces in it, so it works really well for this project. So that's one of the things I'm using. And I have some other elements here, and this is just to give you an idea of how I'm doing this page. So I would like maybe another little header that says something about Sarah, or maybe just her name, Sarah Ellen. And then I have all these images that show things that have babies or represent babies, such as this is the old like one of those, what is it called, like a reader. It was a Jones reader. So basically the early 1900s, it was a school book from the early 1900s. And this has a really neat image of a deer and a fawn. So that would be a good example of something to use for this type of page. I have a little house, a sketch of a house. I really like the sketches because it tells you this is, it could be typical of the time period, which the time period that she was born was 1857, so there aren't a lot of photographs. But even if you do use a photograph, it becomes confusing if it's not an actual photograph of what was going on there. So I like the sketches and illustrations because you know that it's not confusing. You know, we know that this is just simply a sketch that someone did that represents something that might have, you know, something familiar or something that looked similar to what was going on in that time period. So, and I have this little charm that says baby on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. It is a little bulky, so not sure, but I may be able to create like some kind of a tab that sticks out and put that on there, but I'm not sure if I'll use it. But here is a piece that I thought looked kind of vintage, and I could use that as a belly band. So basically I just glue down both ends, and then I can just tuck something inside, something like that. So that's a possible option for decorating this page. And I've got my borders as well, and I've got some letters. So oh, one of the main things I have as well. So I printed out the birth record. This is an image of the birth record from Pulaski County where Sarah Ellen was born. So it lists her entry, November 13th, Sarah E. Hayes, William Hayes, father, and Eliza A. Smith as the mother. So very helpful documentation that they had for Pulaski County, Kentucky in 1857, where they listed the father's name and the mother's maiden name. So that's pretty handy. And there was some, I noticed on Family Search where I basically, where the majority of Sarah Ellen, let me say that again. I am mostly using FamilySearch.org for my ancestors, and that works pretty well. I do have on my computer, you know, my ancestry saved to the hard drive, not, you know, locally, not saved in the cloud. But of course, Family Search is handy because then no matter where you are, what device you're using, you can add information, and it's super easy. So I really like it for that reason, but I still keep my family tree on my hard drive locally. So this, I think it'll be kind of fun to see how we can sort of age this and make it look kind of genuine. And I think we're gonna do like a tearing, and I can go ahead and do that. I do want to say that there are surnames listed all over that page of relatives. So we've got Barron, Bobbitt, Gastineau, Smith. Where's Smith? Let's see. So those last names, so these, and another Gastineau. So those were all names that were close relatives, or I mean, almost everybody, it seems like, was related in that area at that time. All the last names are overlapping, and so I'm gonna tear this, and it looks really nice with just the tear, I think. And then we just distress the edges. You can also buy scissors if you want that looks like a tear. You can also just, you know, cut it out, fold it up, and stick it in there and not worry about this tearing and distressing thing that I'm gonna do. So it's completely up to you. I would like to do something to emphasize the entry, you know, just to kind of highlight it, but I'm not sure if I should, because maybe it would be more interesting to have the person looking at the book find, you know, have to dig through and read the names and look for the entry. So that could be a thing to do as well. I'm gonna need a little paper to put this on. What did I do with my brown ink? That's the one I want to use. I have used the corduroy, but I really want to use the brown. And I've lost it under this mess. Can you believe that? It's so surprising that I have. Okay, we're using corduroy. That's what's gonna happen. I bet you really don't want to sit here and watch me dig through and look for my ink pad that I wanted. All right, so hopefully this comes out and looks like it's supposed to. And I think because of the length of this, I think maybe I'll just fold it. I mean, it technically would fit on the page. So let's just see here. I mean, I could just, it doesn't look too bad actually. I could do it here. Maybe right there, and that, if I decide to do anything with the edge, then that leaves that open. And then I've got my images. So I did really like this image. I was gonna keep that pink, but I'm not gonna do that. It's a little too too bright. When I ink this, I'm gonna ink the whole thing. Okay. So definitely doing the edges. And I'm gonna ink over the whole thing just to tone down those colors a little bit, because that pink is so bright, and I think it will kind of clash with this a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of tone that down. I'm trying to leave the white a little bit untouched. There we go. It's supposed to blend in a little bit better. You know, I was kind of planning on getting like a little tuck area in here somewhere. But I'm kind of running out of space already. And I really wanted to make this, because it is two-sided, maybe a flip deal. So it'll just flip open, and then I still have this space to put something else, perhaps like the deer image. And then it'll flip open like this. That could work. And just make this border a little less. Top. There we go. And I'm going to leave this one because I'm going to end up putting this washi tape. I'm going to use that for to hold this little card down. So we'll just ink up our little deer picture. One thing I like to do when I'm researching an ancestor is to find out if they had any namesakes. Were there any other, you know, Sarahs or Ellens? I'm not so concerned about Sarah because that's so very common during that time period, but the Ellen name kind of stayed present in the family. So I'm really curious to see if it goes back further. And I have a niece named Ellen, so maybe she would be interested in finding out about this Sarah Ellen, because so that name just kind of passed down and only skipped one generation. So the name Ellen appears in every generation down to my niece being named Ellen. So that's kind of a cool little tidbit. Oh, I'm going to the bottom. Changed my mind. Okay. I just need something that will let me smooth this down. Two birds, one stone. I wanted to ink this little cheesecloth bit up too. I was hoping to be able to find a way to use this. This is another feature you can use in these journals, which is basically cheesecloth or gauze, it's called. You can find it, you know, you can probably find it at like Walmart or any kind of a store like that, or even in a pharmacy like Walgreens or CVS or something, because you can find it in like by the first aid stuff. Perhaps maybe you have some in your cabinet. But yeah, you just kind of stretch it and fray the edges, and then you can, my inking paper again, and just, you know, kind of yellow it up a bit. Make it look old and tattered. Ooh, sticky. It's a little sticky. We didn't catch that. Get those edges. All right, I think I got that. That's fine. Let's see if I can rip it. So it might look nice behind this one here. So if that's the case, I need it to about here. And it does rip nice and easy. Okay, so I'm going to stretch it back out to the shape that I want. And put that back on there. All right, now let's see how it is to glue this cheesecloth on here. Super curious about that. Pretty straightforward, just with the glue stick I used. So it seems like it's stuck on there pretty good. No issues whatsoever. Make sure I'm not covering up my I don't want to cover up names on here. All right, I'm tearing a little off the side, so we're not overlapping. And I'm gonna re-ink that edge. And then that will go there. Okay, so we're gluing that stuff down. All right, I'm using my white glue for this. Doing my smear technique. All right, put the glue in the middle and then I just smear it around. Oh, I forgot the these images, the illustrated images, the tree, the bird, and the what is this called again? I forgot. It's a warming pan. That wasn't, I should have remembered that. It was so easy, it was hard. All right, so we got those were all from like a children's nursery book, like nursery rhymes and children's stories and things like that. So those are really good to find neat illustrations. And we're gonna do the glue stick. Seems like everybody's all about the Scotch Create glue stick. I guess there's a lot of marketing and stuff for it at this point, so. And it's designed for making books, and it's acid free and all that. So this is a Scotch. It's not the Scotch Create though. And the Scotch Create you can find at craft stores and that sort of thing. Whoop. All right. So now I'm gonna take some more of that cheesecloth and roll this down. Make sure all my edges are good. I did use the white glue on this one just because of gluing it to that cheesecloth. So that should be good. And this deer should be dry now. So now we can add our washi tape. So yeah, it'll kind of go like that maybe. Maybe here, and there. All right. Washi tape can stick really well to certain types of paper, but then other types you need a little more glue to help it along. So, and usually I just end up putting it down and then checking later and then re-gluing if needed. But I'm just gonna snip the edge there so that will enable it to lift up without a problem. Flip over without a problem. And go to there and cut it here, the end of the paper, and then also, oop, with a little, right. So then now we're able to open and close that really nicely. All this stuff on my ink pad, on my ink pad. All right, so we got that, good. And you can just kind of see the deer, and then you open it up, and oh, I'll read this to you. So it says, Sarah Ellen was born on a November day in 1857. Her parents were William Hayes and Eliza Ann Smith Hayes. Eliza was 32 years old, and her husband, William, was 30 years old. Eliza has two older children, Josiah, who is 15 months old, and William, who is 3.5 years old. Sarah was born in Pulaski County, Kentucky. So, I'll probably, yeah, so one of the things that was kind of confusing and is a mystery as I looked this up, there had been one son on a census that it looked like he had an older son, Henry. That they had an older son, Henry, but then if you look at their marriage date, it just didn't add up, and I thought maybe he wasn't really a son, and maybe he was just a family member that they took in. But later on, someone attached a record that indicated that his Henry, this older son, was William Hayes's son, but not the daughter, or the son of Eliza. So he was and he put on his death certificate, or his son did, that his mother was unknown. So I'm not really sure. And the only other possibility that I was able to find in the 1850 census, which is when Henry was born, about 1849 or 1850, it shows he was there. It shows not him, but possibility of him. It shows a Henry Hayes living in a Kentucky county, not in Pulaski County, and living with his mother, Jane Hayes, who was 25 years old, and they were both mulattoes, living with a white family by the last name of Russell. So, I mean, that is a possibility. William Hayes not in the census, so who knows what that means. Also, the other odd thing is in the and after that, well, let me just say this. So in that album that I'm using as my main reference for this, which is, I'll just pull it out over here. It's this album from 1870s-ish time period. There are an entry, well, it says Josiah and Sister Sarah Ellen, but at one point he lists brother's third child, where is it? I'll find it somewhere. Sister's 2 boys. Now Sarah Ellen only had 1 son, so she definitely, her first child was my great-grandmother Maddie, so that doesn't, so it's like they had another sister. And then there's another one that mentions, it says sister's baby or something like that. This is Bobbit, Jane, Jack, Bobbit, Perry. Here we go. Sister Mary's baby. So it's a picture of a baby from a sister named Mary. Now, there's nothing in any census that I've seen that comes across, you know, a baby named, or a sister named Mary. So that's very confusing. So, and obviously it's not a sister that died young because she married and had children. So just a little mystery. Not really sure what that's about, but I feel like I might have too many little, I may have to save this one for another time, perhaps. I have a tendency to go a little hog wild with the embellishments, but so far we're all right. That pink is still a little bright in contrast, but oh well, we can live with it. Maybe if I add these items, you know, something in here that would kind of bring it together a little bit, maybe. All right, I'm just gonna center this. Hopefully centered. There we go, looks centered. And then we'll center this right under there, make like it's attached. Like the same kind of an element, maybe. I don't know, I'm not crazy about that edge. But maybe if we do, got some borders in here. Find something that would kind of add on to the sides. Not be too outrageous looking. All right, let's see here. Tan pink. Well, maybe this polka dotted deal. Look at me going for neutral stuff. Crazy. Okay, that's more than enough. So we'll just kind of go here to here. And we'll go here to here. Now we're gonna ink it. It's happening. Although I didn't, we'll just a little dab will do ya. A little dauber will do ya. we're using glue stick. Get that clean edge on the one side where it meets up with the other border, and put that there. Straighten her out. Okay. All right, that looks good. Good, good, good. Every time I pick that up, I put it back down again. Pick it up and put it down. Okay. Yep. Oh. Now, this has like a little, oh good, now that side has one too. Okay, so it's got a little spot here. I don't know what that is, but I want to cover it up. I'm going to use a stamp, some kind. This one's the closest one I've got, so this is the one we're using. Now I just have to find a color that will match. Green or pink or black. We're going with black. Sure, I've got enough ink on there. And then also figure out which direction, and I think this is the direction I want. There we go. And that's the way it's going to be. All right. Now, so I think I'm trying to decide if I want to do like Hayes or Sarah Ellen. And I am using my calligraphy pen, so we're going with Hayes. Because yeah, I did a lot of Sarah Ellen emphasis on this page, so this page is going to be Hayes. So I've got that information. I kind of wanted to put parents in big letters, but we've got their names here and here already. And I like the idea of highlighting it, but I really don't want to use like hot pink or, yellow highlighter. That would be goofy looking. I could do a red pen. Ooh, I got it. I have this brownish fine point zig marker. So that's the tip on it. All right. So we're just gonna do Sarah E. and William Hayes, Eliza Smith. There, nice and emphasized without being overly gaudy. All right, so I think we're good on this page. I'll probably add more later because that's what I do. But for now, this is what we've got. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like more information on genealogy research, you can head over to our website, root-pursuit.com. If you like this video and would like to see more of these videos as we go through this album, you can save our YouTube channel, subscribe, and you'll get notifications. I've been putting out videos every 2 days approximately. So I hope you're enjoying this, and we will talk to you later.